Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Alright, so today I want to show you a little project that I made. And you can find this anywhere, but it's something that I really needed to come up with because when it comes to survival, yeah, you can rely on firearms. However, it's always good to have a good stringed item, you know, for hunting. So, but the problem with that is that, you know, if you're lucky, you can find one of these with more, but most of them that you get for crossbows, you know, they accommodate 3 of your bolts. And if you're out in, you know, if you are in a survival situation and you're hunting with this, or you know, God forbid you have to use it for self-defense because it's not very fast, but having 3 arrows, 3 bolts, oftentimes isn't very great. So, using common household items, I came up with an item to hold more. Now I'm going to show you that right now. So, basically, I had a piece of PVC lying around. I don't know why, and then I went out and I bought the end cover. So, and I measured it out so that I could hold it, you know, so that the bolts would fit in here nicely. So that way, I can actually hold a significant number more bolts, as you can see. Now, granted, these are just the target tips. The ones on the crossbow itself are actually the broadheads, but you can carry your broadheads in a small box, and you can switch the tips out. But a lot of times, these practice tips, they'll do the trick also. You don't have to have the broadheads. But this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's an additional 9 bolts, so that's a total of 12 bolts that I have for my crossbow. And if I'm hunting, you know, these could get lost, these could break, and if you only have 3, you're really limiting yourself at what you can do. And I can actually hold a lot more in here. I can probably hold 27 in here if I really needed to, and I may. But so basically what I did is I just cut off this piece of PVC, and I don't even think that, I'm not even sure if I glued this on or if I was just able to tamp it on there really tight. But, and this is a 3-inch piece of PVC. 3-inch, it says right here on the bottom, it's a 3-inch PVC. Then all I did is I just drilled a hole in on each side, and I took a piece of paracord and I stuck it through, and I tied and melted the ends so that it's very tight. It's not going anywhere. I have a good stopper knot on there. This is more before I really started working on knots, so I could have a better knot on there, but they're not going anywhere. And then in the bottom, I'm not sure if you can see this, but in the bottom, I actually put a piece of styrofoam in there. I cut it out the size and I jammed it down there, so that way I actually have a piece of styrofoam in there to protect the tips of my arrows so they're not just banging around on here on the bottom getting dull. Now, and if you measure this out just right, you can actually cross carry it. So you can load up your bolts, and you know, depending on whether you're right or left-handed, you know, you can carry this where you need to, but this way it's not in my way. It's down at the side, but if I do need to reload, I have access to it so that I can get these loaded in. I'm not gonna load this in. I'm not gonna lock the string, but you can get these loaded in here, and you can get it sitting on there, and you're ready to go. You know, and then when you're done, you can just pull this around to the front, and when you're covering your arrows, load them right back up. PVC, styrofoam, and 550 cord. That's all you really need to make this. And this is something that, you could use these for additional things. You don't have to use this for arrows or bolts. You know, you could just get a piece of PVC pipe here. Maybe get one with a screwed on end, and then you could screw it on, and you could just use this for, you know, you could use this for, I mean, not necessarily water if you screw the holes in it like this, but you could use this to store all sorts of stuff in a PVC pipe. You know, you could put a good sized survival kit inside this PVC pipe, and then you just got it. You just sling it, you head out the door, and you've got, you know, the basics what you need: fire starting, water purification. You can put first aid in these, and then, you know, you've got this. And that's something that I may do later on this year, is actually make a PVC survival kit. But this is what I use, you know, because I couldn't find any, you know, like you're going out to the stores, and when it comes to like, you know, I can find regular size arrow quivers, but they're significantly longer, my arrows would fall all the way in with the bolts. And it seemed like everything I found for my crossbow was I think the best I found was 5. And 5 is good, but this is 12. This is 12, and that's not all that I could hold. So just something you can think about. PVC, it's a great survival item to build stuff that that can really help you out. So, and these are also good for geocaching, because you put a cap on each of these and you bury this in the ground, and whatever's in there, especially if you seal these up right, if you get the ones that screw on real good and you put that water, the Teflon tape around it, you screw that sucker down, you could bury these, water's not going to get into it, and so you could actually cache all sorts of things in these and bury them. And so, like, especially like say you have a bug out location and you want to make sure that you have supplies from point A to, like, let's say my bug out location on the top of that mountain over there, but I'm on foot. Well, it's going to take me a couple days to get out there, especially safely. Well, I may have geocaches all along. And you just dig these, bury them in the ground. Make sure no one's around when you do it. But you could bury these in the ground, and then when you get to your checkpoints, you dig them up, and you can put in like food ration bars. You could put in canned food. Stuff that's not going to go bad. But you could load this up with non-perishable food that's good for 25 years. Load that stuff up into here, and you've got yourself some good ideas for geocaching as well. So PVC pipe is a great item, and this stuff's meant to be put into the ground. It'll probably outlast you in the ground, especially in this type of situation, because if there's no water actually running through it, if it's just the outside, it's not going to degrade fast. So that's it. That's my little tip. This was my project that I really like it. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. If this is your first time on the channel, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. And go ahead and hit that thumbs up for me. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that bell notification so you get notified whenever I drop a new video. I know I already got a couple already scheduled to come out this week already. They're already just waiting to drop. And so it's gonna be a good year. I keep saying that, and it's only gonna get better. We're gonna start having more and better projects coming up. But yeah, that's it. PVC pipe, 550 cord, and a little bit of ingenuity. That's all you need.